I am something, if not nothing, a fighting force of one. I'm an outlaw, I shoot first, I'm the worst. I'll leave you with a world of hurt, boy, I'm a renegade. And I've been riding down the levee, looking for my home. I'm an outlaw, I'll take away your hope. I'm telling you, boy, this ain't no joke. I'm a renegade on the run. Many days I've been running, chasing the setting sun. I'm an outlaw, yeah, they say I'm really something. Hell, I'm just a renegade. And if you see me riding by, it's best if you close your eyes, 'cause it's your dreams I intend to steal. And trust me, I play it for real. Many days I've been running, chasing the setting sun. I'm an outlaw, yeah, they say I'm really something. Hell, I'm just a renegade.
I really dig that sweet southern rock sound in Renegade by Johnny Rhodes Outlaw Band. Check out Johnny Rhodes' music video, 28 Miles to Go, which is my favorite. It takes the listener on a journey of a Civil War scene. Hi, DJ Tina here, host of HMTV Canada Easy. With me today is special guest Johnny Rhodes. Hi Johnny, I'm a huge fan of yours since 2005 when I discovered Southern Etiquette on MySpace. 3 minutes into listening to your music, I immediately ordered your CD. I'm very honored to have you here today.
Thank you for having me, Tina.
What prompted you to move from Nashville to California?
Well, I'm originally from California, and I went out to Nashville to study music and the musical ways of the country artists there, as I was raised in California, really raised with rock and roll. I went out there, spent 6 years, and what I consider Nashville is similar to a Harvard degree. Once you've made it in Nashville, you can pretty much make it anywhere. So I came back after 6 years, back to California where my family and most of my friends are. And when I got back here, it's just like a whole different scene now that I've come back. It's pretty easy to pretty much play anywhere I want now with Nashville tag behind me.
How are you doing since your car accident in April? How did this happen?
Well, I was in an intersection and I got sideswiped. Pretty much hit dead on the door side that I was in. I was a passenger. It broke 6 ribs, broke my wrist, my right wrist, which is my strumming wrist on the guitar. Luckily, it wasn't my left. And a couple other bones in my body. So it took a while, especially with the ribs, we're singing and everything, trying to get, the proper air and out of my lungs and everything to sing. Some of my songs are pretty intense, so it takes a lot of energy on my part. So that was the biggest thing to overcome was the ribs.
I guess this has been one of the biggest challenges to overcome this year because getting back on your feet is tough after a car accident, both physically and emotionally, right?
Yeah, it is. I've been through a lot in my life, and this was just another chapter of it. But I'm back on my feet. Nothing's going to keep me down too long, as I'm a pretty tough cowboy, and you can't keep me down.
Can you tell us the highlights of your new CD, Renegade, that will be released soon?
Yeah, Renegade is behind being released. It was supposed to have already been released, but you know how it is when you're doing recordings and stuff. I'm pretty picky, so we had actually 5 songs of the 10 that are done. Those were recorded at EMI in Nashville on Music Row. The other 5 are being recorded here in California, and when the 10 are done, it will be released. I'm looking at a couple more months, probably in May of 2009.
This will be your second CD or your third that you're working on, or are you working on a third called Revolution?
Revolution will follow Renegade, as I have over 400 songs that I've written, and Revolution will be the third CD, which will be coming out pretty quickly after Renegade, probably 4 to 6 months after Renegade, and that's going to really get into more of the rock side of me, as I'm a huge John Lennon and Kid Rock fan, so it's going to really show more of the rocked up side of me.
Can you tell us how Renegade and Revolution differs from Southern Etiquette?
Yeah, Southern Etiquette was more of a showcase of all the genres that I sing, which is country, country rock, southern rock, rock alternative. I kind of put a mixture of everything on Southern Etiquette. Renegade tends to go a little more towards the rock and country side, the southern rock and country side, without much alternative on it. And then Revolution is pure southern rock with just one really pure country song on Revolution. So it kind of goes from a mixture of everything on Southern Etiquette to my rock side on Revolution.
I really dig how your lyrics create imagery. Tiny Red Thong made me laugh when I first heard it. Tell Me Why is a very sad song. These lyrics are timeless. What inspires or motivates you to write these masterpieces?
Well, I've been through a lot in my life, and I've pretty much every song that I've written is about part of my life and things that I've been through. My co-songwriter, who's co-written over probably 60, 70 songs with me, Nikki Morgan, which is also my manager, has helped me write a lot of the recent ones. And they're pretty much just my life. I figure you write better about things you've been through than trying to create something that you haven't been through.
Your song track, Unstable Ground, is very strong in imagery. You can see a cowboy riding in the desert with the sun on his back, taking pride in pursuing what he's all about. I don't know if I would call your sound country. It's more sweet southern rock sound that sounds similar to great artists like Lynyrd Skynyrd, and the guitar riffs are awesome. Are you endorsed with any guitar companies?
I'm not endorsed with any guitar companies right now, but I am endorsed by GHS Strings, which sends me caseloads of strings. I'm always looking for a guitar company that would want to endorse me, and I'm open to anything or anyone out there listening. I was having a custom guitar made by a manufacturer, and he made custom guitars, but he went out of business, so I guess he took my guitar with him.
Okay. One song track and video stands out. Can you tell us about 28 Miles to Go? This video is well mastered. It looks like a scene from an actual movie.
Well, it actually is, in a way, a scene from an actual movie. It's a screenplay and a novel that I'm working on. And Nikki Morgan, my manager and co-songwriter, produced and directed that. It took 5 days to film on location in Kentucky at Camp Wildcat. And it was actually used with authentic actors, horses, cannons, tents, you name it. They all stayed on location while the staff and I stayed in hotels. But like I say, it took 5 days to shoot a 5-minute video, which is an encapsulation of the movie that we're going to be working on, which is my dream to do a movie. So 28 Miles to Go basically is about 13 rebels who hear that there's some Yankees coming to invade their town, and word is that there's about 10 to 12 Yankees coming. So 13 of these hardy souls go out to ambush the Yankees. When Yankees come up over the hill, there's actually 1,000 of them, and they get massacred. In the end of the song, you'll see me singing in the graveyard, and that's when they actually all get killed there while I'm singing. I somehow managed to avoid getting shot.
Well, that's awesome. How has Southern Etiquette changed the face of Nashville in a new religion?
Well, we say that, and critics have said that, because I kind of break the mold of Nashville. Nashville artists seem to do things one certain way, and that's what they stick to, and that's what works for them. I kind of do things my own way, sort of what we call the outlaw rebel way, and so the new religion is sort of a new way of looking at things and a new way of doing the music. Out of my view, it's sort of the West Coast Nashville sound that I like to call it. So the new religion is really just a new way of looking at music that comes out of Nashville, and a lot of artists coming up now are starting to take heed of that and do things differently.
I understand that you make music the old-fashioned way, which is it earns, learns, and lives. But it lives it. But when you lay song tracks to record your music, are they recorded in analog?
Yes, most of them are recorded in analog. I actually take the band in, and we lay down each track one at a time. We don't do the whole band recording at once. Most of them are done in analog. There's not much digital recording done in my music because I like the pure sound of guitars and the actual live performances. So I like it to sound as close to live as we can get. So most of it is recorded in analog.
Who helps with the recording, mixing, and the mastering of all Johnny Rhodes music production?
Well, pretty much myself and Nikki Morgan. We do it all. And Nikki and I have been together in the music now for over 8 years. So we've pretty much handled everything as far as that goes. I take some tips from the outside world and from the producers at the studio, but it ultimately comes down to what we want, the sound we're looking for, and that's what we stick with.
Johnny Johnny Rhodes is an outlaw and a gentleman. I like to classify hero to that category. But when you say you live by certain attitudes, can you tell us about the 3 C's that you empower in your life?
Yeah, the 3 C's are courage, character, and compassion. I believe you have to have courage to stand up for what's right, character to know what's right, and compassion to care enough to do what's right. In this world nowadays, too many people are just looking after themselves and don't care about anything anymore. I have a very old-fashioned view where the 3 C's are really important to me, and if you live by them and hold your head high, you can always sleep that night and knowing that you've done the right thing.
Can you tell us about your Global Health Award in 2006 for your humanitarian work?
Yes, I was nominated for the Global Best Practices in Global Health Award. I was the only artist that was nominated. I went up against doctors, scientists, and guys like that. I didn't win the award ultimately, but I was only one of 12 that were nominated in the entire world. And it was for my cancer awareness, my tour for a cure, all the hospitals, everything that I went to. As an indie artist, it was kind of unprecedented. I didn't have the big labels behind me and the big budgets behind me. I did it all on my own. And so people took hold of what I was doing and saw what I was doing. I was nominated, and it was really tough to get in, be an official nominee. So I take a lot of pride in that, that I was nominated for that and accepted to be in the award.
You've done a lot of great things to raise awareness for cancer and cancer research. Can you tell us about some of the successful stories of those benefit concerts?
Well, one really stands out in my mind. It was a 8-year-old boy named Hawk Smith. He was in Nashville, Tennessee, and over the holidays in 2005, my lead guitarist and I at the time went to do a benefit concert for him. It was in an old rundown warehouse. We didn't have a stage. The sound equipment was horrible. There were some other bands there, but nobody really at my level. So we started performing, and Hawk was in his wheelchair there for a while, and this poor little boy his skin was so yellow, it almost looked like a sunflower or something. His eyes were red and skin was yellow, and he was very, very sick. And we donated our time and a lot of merchandise and signed CDs and pictures and stuff like that for him. And while I was singing, he actually broke a smile for the first time in months and months. And he got really sick during my show that night, and they had to rush him to the hospital. He died shortly after.
I'm sorry to hear that.
It's still one of the things that really sticks out in my mind, and that's why I do what I do, because when you look in their eyes, it kind of just melts you. I don't care how tough you are, and that's what keeps me going.
I had a good read of your blog on how women can defend themselves against predators. While supporting cancer, have you had scammers on MySpace crying wolf that they're suffering from cancer and they wanted money or attention from you?
Oh my God, I could go in. This could be a whole show just on the scammers that I've had come up against me. My God, I've had stalkers arrested outside my window on my property. I've had, you name it, I've had people act like they have cancer trying to get me to donate my time and shows and efforts, money, and it's really sad when you have legitimate people that are hurting out there, and then you have these basically losers that are just trying to get attention by faking an illness like cancer, and it's pretty sad, but I've had a ton of them, and you need to really be careful, especially on sites like MySpace, Facebook, and those sites, those huge ones that they're all over out there, and I really had to be careful of who I get involved with now and what I do and what I say.
I guess you really do have to be careful, and you don't know who you can trust anymore, and it's a crazy world out there, eh?
Yeah, it is a crazy world out there, and it's just going to get worse the more the internet gets bigger. The worse it's going to get, because fans have access to artists now, unlike ever before. So they can, email me directly. They can talk with me in chat rooms. It's pretty much, uncharted ground that this artists now are going, and it's, we're kind of like stepping in quicksand. You never know what you're going to walk into, and you just kind of have to learn on the fly.
Yeah, that's right. Currently, you're raising awareness for supporting indie artists. Can you tell us about your Indie Music Award in 2007?
Yeah, I was nominated for the Indie Music Award for Best Artist, Upcoming Artist in 2007. I believe I ended up around 6th or 7th in the voting, which was pretty good. I didn't really get time to promote it because at the time I was in the middle of a lot of crazy things in my life. But it's one of many awards that are coming down the road here towards me, and I'm really looking forward to great things in Tina. As they come public, I'm going to be giving you the exclusive on some really exciting new things that are coming out.
Awesome. I look forward to them.
Yeah.
For sure. Before you began your solo career, you were the founder and the frontman of the band Rebel Rising. This was your former band, is that correct?
Yeah, that was my former band, Rebel Rising. We were out of Indiana, pretty much the entire time out of Indiana, Salem, Indiana. And we actually did the music video 28 miles ago under the Rebel Rising.
Oh, okay.
band name.
When you release Renegade this year, do you have plans for touring in 2009?
I definitely do. 2009 is going to be a big year for me. I'm calling it my comeback because I've been off the tour circuit for a year and a half now. So 2009 is an exciting time, and I'm going to be releasing some new plans, like I said, and giving you the exclusive on some really neat stuff that's coming down the Turnpike.
Okay. How's your search been going for a new band manager? Any potential candidates?
Well, I've been looking for a new manager, but now Nikki Morgan is going to come back full capacity by June, which is great news to me, as she is an incredible lady who's done incredible work with me. She's taken nothing and made miracles happen out of it. So I can't say enough about Nikki and everything she's done. She's been attacked many times by these predators, these scammers, these hackers, these boozers that are out there, and they have just slammed her up and down, and I've had to defend her many times. They know nothing about her life and what she's had to go through, and I am so excited to have her come back. She's going to have help this time. She's not going to have to do it alone, as I'm bringing on a full staff in 2009 that's going to help her. She's always had to do it all on her own, and it's really, really tough, as you know, for a manager to manage any artist, especially somebody as outgoing and as in your face as I am with my outlaw image. So we're working on stuff, and I'm especially trying to get Kid Rock to do a show with me. I believe Kid and I could really put on a good show, so she's working hard to get Kid Rock to listen and to get me up on stage with him.
Awesome. That's going to be great to see on video. You will be videotaping this one? Or this, if you get on stage with Kid Rock?
I have 1,000 video cameras going for Kid Rock. I'll bring out, I'll spare no expense. If kids listen to this or hears this down the Turnpike, I'll spare no expense to get on stage with Kid. And believe me, I'll have video cameras rolling every angle you can imagine.
Awesome. Can you tell us the role of what it takes to qualify or become a Johnny Rhodes Outlaw Girl?
Yeah, it takes basically a heart. I don't like girls that just are pretty faces. I like girls that have a heart. I have a lot of women behind me around the world that support me and come to my shows, sell CDs, dance on stage, jump on the bar with me, dance on the bar, see sick kids, do whatever they can. So you have to have a heart. Is the first and most important thing to be a Johnny Rhodes Outlaw Girl. You have to have class. You have to not have a big mouth and get yourself in trouble and say things that will get other people in trouble. If you have those qualifications, you can always go to my site at johnnyrodes.com. That's R-O-D-E-S. There's no H in Rose, so it's a unique spelling. And you can always contact myself, and we can look into bringing you on board.
Have the girls taken good care and support you at all your shows and performances?
Yeah, they're great. The Johnny Rhodes Outlaw Girls are unique to my band and my image. I've had a lot of guys try to copy, but they find out down the road of ways that it's not an easy thing to do. At one point, I had 3,800 outlaw girls worldwide, and you try to keep 3,800 girls happy all at once. That's a chore. Try to keep one happy alone. Anytime by 3,800, you've got a mess on your hands. One thing about me, Tina, is that I respect women, and I show them respect. They always see that they know me. The ones that know me really well can tell you that I've never crossed the line with them. I've always been respectful, and I always will protect them and back them up 100%. So when you become a Johnny Rhodes Outlaw Girl, you become part of my family, and I'm always there for you.
Awesome. Okay. In the past, when you're playing live performance, have you always been able to sell like lots of merchandise and CDs at your shows?
Yeah, shirts and CDs are a big seller, especially for indie artists out there that are trying to raise money to continue the tour. That's $700 a day for a bus to roll down the road and get from one city to the next. You have to pay for band and the transportation and gas, is expensive, and hotels, and you name it. It's not cheap. The CDs and merchandise are a big way, and sponsorships to help keep indie artists going. So yeah, we try to sell a lot of CDs and merchandise at our shows.
Okay, before we wrap up our interview, do you have any shout-outs to friends and fans?
Yeah, I've got a list of some people here, and I know I'm going to miss some, so I'm going to get some people that are upset. But I made a quick list out of here. First of all, my former band, Valerie Lee, Nick Locks, Gary Sass, in that order. Valerie was my bass player, Nick Locks was one of my guitarists, and Gary Sass was drummer. I miss them a lot. They played on Renegade, Tiny Red Song. They were like family to me. Charlie Craig out of Nashville, Eddie Amai, which helped produce those 3 songs. I want to say hi to him. Step in the City, which is a news crew out of Nashville. I was involved in the Keith Urban scandal, so to say. One of my Outlaw girls was seeing Keith Urban, and Nicole Kidman evidently caught wind of it, and it became a big thing in Nashville as one of my Outlaw girls was dating Keith Urban. So I was on the news, so I got a lot of publicity from it. Jody Dickey, which is a promotion queen that's been my friend for years. I want to say hi to her. Some of my Outlaw girls, Kelly Park, Katie, Kiara, Lady Victoria, Katie, Beth, Rhonda, Astrid, Jess, Michelle, Tammy, Mia, Nina, Lisa Marie, Cheryl, Gina Marie, Kit Kat, Kara, to name a few. Amanda White, which starred in Tiny Red Song Video. Kelly Park originally was going to be Captain at my lead Outlaw girl, but she couldn't make it at the time, so we got Amanda White to fill in. She did a great job. Robert and Jake Caldwell, who produced Southern Etiquette album. And my good friend from Austin, Texas, Teresa. And Donna from Florida, which is a cancer survivor. She's one of my Outlaw girls. She's a great lady. And that's about all I can think of right now. But to all of the rest of you out there, I really appreciate everything you've done.
Can you plug in your main web address on your MySpace page?
Sure, it's myspace.com/Johnny Rhodes Outlaw Band. That's JOHNNYRODES Outlaw Band.
And you have a main web address as well?
Yes, that's JohnnyRhodes.com. My name, just JohnnyRhodes.com. No Outlaw Band in it, just JohnnyRhodes.com. I have 1,800,000 Google hits, so you put in my name on Google and you'll find me. I'm all over the place.
Awesome. Any last words, Johnny?
Well, I want to thank you, Tina, for taking the time out to interview me. And like I say, I have some exclusives that I'm going to be giving you because I think you're very professional. I think you're headed up the ladder really fast. I think you're a great DJ. I'm going to be putting links on my website to your site. And I am always here if you need anything. And I'm going to definitely be coming up to Canada in 2009. And definitely be stopping in to say hello. And the rest is going to be history as I'm headed up that way. So Canada, look out.
Thank you, Johnny Rhodes, for allowing our easing to interview Johnny Rhodes Outlaw Band. It was an honor having a real cowboy appear on our show today. You rock.
Thank you, Tina. Thank you, everyone.